And here we are. Welcome from beyond. Lee, how you doing, buddy?
All right, fella. How you doing?
Doing good. I wonder what would happen if we just let that music loop and just sat there with the logo on the screen. How many people would come and how long
I
they'd
don't think
listen
it'd be
for?
that much of a problem, mate. Even if you just played the track out. See, the reason why I play a track out is to give people a chance to come in, knowing that we're live, because obviously a lot of people don't get the
Yeah,
notification
takes a
immediately, do
minute
they?
to get in here.
Yeah, yeah. So it
And I've
sort of
got in
gives.
trouble one time because I had a 20-second intro to one of my videos. The guy's like, "Get on with it. You don't need a 20-second intro. You can
You
start
better
your own
go.
channel."
You better go and tell that to Cisco then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cisco's got like a 30-minute intro, so there
exactly.
you go.
Yeah, it's like, is this the actual channel? Is this it?
And just not you mentioned Cisco, she's doing the Cabin 13, or sorry, Cabin 22 series now all week for Halloween. There's 6 or 7 episodes of it. She'll be doing another episode tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. And
All
I
right.
started to call, I said Cabin 13. I got 13 past midnight stuck in my head. We're
Yeah.
simulcasting live to 13 past midnight as well.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. I hope
Good
you
evening,
are
everybody on all
well.
channels watching.
Yeah. Oh, look. See now. 13 past midnight. Hello. 50 Mike. Hi. How you doing? And
Friend of mine from
Frozen Moments. I
Arkansas.
think you're over there as well, aren't you? Because I can see the.
Yeah, it has a
I've
little
only got.
like it looks like
I've,
an infinity symbol or something for the ones that are coming in from the other channel.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, I've only got one chat open, so I need to open the other chat,
And I
which
think,
I'm.
yeah, I've got this one
Uh,
open. We got in this channel, we've got you, the
we've got
Chairnator. Hey,
Jubba,
brother, how you doing? Shiro
slow
Sounds,
mo, slow boy.
Jub Jub, Slow Boy Whiteboard is here. And then watching on 13 past midnight, we got Andrew and Gnomes Trucking. D-Rock's over there too. And 50 Mike, my good buddy from Arkansas. He's Arkansas State Trooper. Got a lot of weird stories. I need to get him on my radio show sometime.
Yeah. Need to or want to?
Both.
So I'm being pedantic. So you got to do
It's
it, haven't
need
you?
and a
You know,
want.
you got to be an idiot now and then, mate. Gives people something to moan at you about. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I already get that. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm in the other chat as well now. So I thought it's
Yeah,
just
I got
polite
both
to,
here.
isn't it?
Plus,
You
we got
know.
the master chat here. Um,
Yeah, but if I type in that, it'd come out as from beyond, wouldn't it? You know, like you kept doing.
I don't know. Like I kept doing and blaming it on
It caught
Cafeter.
me
You
out,
blamed it on
and I
Cafeter,
kept
and I
blaming
just kept
Katrina.
quiet. And she actually admitted to it. That was funny. Started
I
calling her
know.
a hillbilly hacker. Like, how are you doing that? Hey,
And a
Funkin'
hillbilly
Hungry, how
hacker.
you doing? Lulu Bell
Uh,
is on one of the
that's it.
channels. I don't know who's where this confusing. Lulu Bell is on 13 past midnight.
We're only
But
here,
we're
as you know.
simulcasting on From Beyond and 13 past midnight. So
Yeah,
we apologize for our confusion as well as yours.
yeah. I'm never confused. Never confused.
Never. I thought I was confused once, but I was mistaken. Gray
Yeah,
Wolf,
yeah. That's it.
Paranormal Lindsay is on 13 past midnight. Hey there. Saw you over at Cisco's last night. Figure I'll see you over there again tonight for the next installment of chapter 13. Or, wait, cabin 13. I'm all over the place tonight, Lee.
Yeah. Well,
Rose
welcome to my
Moments is
world, mate.
here.
My brain is constantly in mix-up
Yeah, I've
mode.
got baby brain. He'll be 7 weeks old tomorrow. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I know, mate. It's crazy. Honestly, it flies by. Before you know it, mate, you'll be celebrating a year's birthday.
Yeah.
It
And then
just
he'll be wanting
as
to
it
drive
just
the car and
happens.
stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Then the next one is
Dad,
like
can I have the keys?
you give him a car for his birthday.
Yeah. Hey, Henry Nelson's in the crowd.
Oh yeah. Hello, Henry. How you doing,
He's
buddy?
enjoying a bit of gallstone fun. I've never had one, but my mom did.
Oh,
Apparently,
nasty.
they are
That
murder.
sounds very
That
very
and kidney
nasty.
stones both are supposedly
They
very
they can
rough.
get rid of them now with sound therapy, can't they?
Yeah, yeah, they spin ultrasonic frequencies in there and bust
Yeah,
them up.
that's it, mate. Bust it up
And
there,
Heizo
Governor. On
64
the
Double H is here in 13 past
yeah,
midnight. Yeah, I used to
you
work with a guy. I went into the bathroom, the employee bathroom one time. This guy's laying in the floor. He's red faced. He's all scrunched up in agony. And I thought, he's having a heart attack or something. And I'm like, hang on, buddy. I'm gonna call the ambulance. And he's like, kidney stone. So I let him lay there. I went and got him a bottle of water. He was just waving me off. But
Oh,
he
that
said
is
what really
nasty.
upset him when he would pass one of them, his doctor had him catch them in a coffee filter. He said it's about the size of a grain of rice.
Yeah, but
When he
it's
did like
rough
this,
though.
it just powdered up. He said, "I can't believe this put me through that much agony."
Yeah, it's a funny old thing. Your internal organs.
Never had them.
What can
Hope it
happen?
don't.
What can happen there? It's not nice.
Gout's bad enough.
I don't think I'd enjoy that, to be honest with you.
No, it doesn't sound like my idea of a good time.
No, no, I don't think it'd be enjoyable at all. I think that's wrong. Uh,
So tonight, a little different show. I didn't have a video last week, and I kind of took the night off because I was feeling kind of lousy too. Changing the weather here. First it's cold, then it's warm again, then it's cold again. Going through what the old timers called Indian summer here in New England. And the fall colors are disappointing this year, at least in my area. Everything's just kind of brown. There is some yellows and things there, but I understand in Vermont, New Hampshire, and some places like that, they've got some actual foliage.
mm.
It came from the cryptid state for the kidney
Stay for the
stones. There
kidney
you
stones. How fucking hungry he is. He's a funny guy.
go.
All right, G, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you.
Oh yeah, that's a true story. Happened the Beast of Swanson Lane. That's here on 13 past midnight, I think. If not, I'll put it up Halloween week. Yeah, a little kid that I went to school with, Dickie Swanson. Might as well tell his name. Uh, his family lived in a remote area. It'd been an old farm. They'd been cut up into several parcels, so their driveway was over a mile long, and they liked their privacy. And I understand that they lived way back in the woods. Well, about halfway up the driveway, there was an old quarry on one side and a shell pit on the other. And up on the hill above it, overlooking it, there was an old shack there that just about tumbled down. We were in the shell pit looking for fossils. We were kind of scientific minded back then. Both our dads worked
Yeah.
at Oak Ridge National Laboratory. And we heard something. It was kind of a hiss and a growl, sort of in between. And we looked up on the hill above the shell pit where we were in, and there was something poking its head out of that shack window. And I describe it in that video. It looked like a cross between a horse skull and I don't know what. It had antlers or something on its head, had like a black hood or something on, and it had all these sharp, razor sharp teeth. The big difference was horses' eyes are on the sides of the head. This thing, peepers were right in the front, and they were big as saucers. And it was like leering, growling at us. It had that rictus grin, though it couldn't help but smile. It didn't have any skin on it. And we tore the hell out of there, ran up the driveway the rest of the way screaming. His mom finally came out, got us calmed down with some Kool-Aid or something. And we
Yeah,
were just kept
that
chatting.
sounds like a dog man sort of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah. And his dad came out. And his dad was full Cherokee. And his dad came out, Furman. He's passed
Said
on
it
now,
was a
lived to be 100 years
skinwalker.
old, rode a motorcycle every day. Um, but he said, I've had enough of this. He had a shotgun. He said, I'm going to go down there and see what this is. So he
Huh.
goes off down the hill with a shotgun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go see
He
what this
wasn't going to
is.
take no crap off of this, whatever it was. Well, we're sitting there under this apple tree drinking Kool-Aid and listening. We'd finally calmed down this time. We're just waiting for the double shotgun blast,
Just waiting for the boom, boom.
Yeah. Well, about seemed like forever, probably about 15, 20 minutes. He comes back up the driveway, got the shotgun over his shoulder, and he's got just a real look of consternation on his face. And he comes over there where we're at and he kneels down. He said, I want you boys to promise me that you'll never, ever play around that shed again. And we swore on a stack of Bibles. And I never did go back. I don't know if Dickie did or not. Anytime I was visiting over there, we'd go
Yeah,
to the
that
other side
sounded
of the
really
boat.
ominous the way he came back with the gun over his shoulder,
Yeah, and made us swear.
knelt down at you, and
Well, then a few days after that, at school, Dickie came up to me and said, Hey, you know that shed where we saw that thing? Oh, and by the way, we drew it independently of one another, and we both drew the same thing.
yeah, yeah.
And he said, You know that shack where we saw that? He said, My dad took the tractor, pulled it down into the shell pit, and burned it with gasoline. So I don't know. I've heard that it was, have had people tell me, Cherokees, that it was some kind of shapeshifter, a Wendigo,
Yeah.
or a skinwalker, or
Yeah, a
some
Windigo. I think it
monstrosity
sounds
like
more
that.
like, yeah, like you say, a Windigo, or
Yeah, but his dad apparently knew what it
the
was.
alleged things. But like I say, why would the thing is, I've always found with this because I'm interested in these subjects, and I may have a point of view, but like everybody, I've got one, right?
Yep. They're
But
like
I
butthole.
do think there's something to it all because you wouldn't have so many stories of the same thing keep popping up.
Yeah.
They just wouldn't be there, would they?
Well,
For
all
instance,
the
if Bigfoot
legends.
was just a big lie, there wouldn't be as much.
Yeah.
There is actual footage out there of things that you're going to look at and go, that does look like a big
Yeah.
hairy ape like man like creature. You know what I mean? And you
And
can't
all your
deny it.
legends, all your folklore, the indigenous tribes and Native Americans and other countries too, they
Yeah,
have stories of these things.
yeah, they
Here
do.
in
Yep.
the New England where I'm at, you got the Pukwudgies. Well, in Washington State, Oregon, out there, you've got these small people. You've got stories of Sasquatch and Yeti and
Yeah,
Sabe and
yeah.
Bigfoot. Different tribes, different parts of the country, even
Yeah,
different
and what
parts
you
of the
can do, you
world,
can't call
they
everybody
all
a liar.
describe the
It's the
same
same
thing.
as the
Yeah.
UFO thing. You can't call everybody a liar because in amongst that is going to be genuine stories and genuine cases, isn't there? You know,
Yeah. Yowie in Australia.
Yowie, yeah.
They've got those abominable snowmen in the Far East.
Yeah, I find it it's an intriguing subject. Same as, like I said, it belongs with the UFO thing
Yeah.
because
Now, I'm not
it's
saying
got
everybody's telling the truth, but also I'm not
no,
saying
no,
everybody's
but there's
lying.
going to be
But
a percentage.
if
It
there's
only needs
one, if
one
there's one
person.
of them
Yeah,
out there,
that's said. That's what we, everybody with a brain always says. Only needs one truthful person to be telling the actual whole honest truth about an abduction, for instance, the
yeah,
alien abduction thing. I mean, that is far reaching, that is, but that is scary. I don't know if anybody's seen the film Fifth Kind, the Fifth Kind with Mila Jovovich. what
easy for you to
what a
say.
film. Scary stuff, mate. It's
Yeah,
just the
Nicole
whole
went and I went and watched that on your recommendation. That is a
Yeah,
frightening
and
movie.
it's a good, really well-made film, isn't it? I mean, it's all
Yeah,
fictitious, that is, believe it or not. You think it's real because the way they filmed it, they done it like the Blair Witch thing, didn't they?
yeah,
Where they got one piece of footage, which is her playing the Doctor, and then the footage of the Doctor and stuff, and it makes your brain think, "Wow, this is real." But it's all fictitious. But it's pointing out the fact of people that do go to psychologists and stuff and do get um what do you call it, hypnotized and regressed,
watch it,
and
D
and
Rock.
they all say the same similar things, and that's a scary thing. And those stories have happened in Nome,
Yeah,
so that's like, whoa, that's spooky. The whole idea of the owl, that you're not seeing an owl. It's not an owl at your window.
the
It's one
owls
of
are not
them.
what they seem. Twin
Yeah.
Peaks.
Whoa. Spooky stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not
And
saying it was aliens,
but it was
but it
aliens.
was aliens. George
And
Superos.
we've got an owl from your part of the world coming up in the stuff that we're going to be talking about the UK cryptids here shortly.
Yeah, which I absolutely know hardly anything about. Can you believe it? And I live here.
Well,
Yeah,
it's a
because you
big
hear more
country.
from
I mean,
America. You hear more
considerably.
about Bigfoot and
Yeah.
and the Wendigo and the Owl Man or whatever, and all these other things. Mothman, that's it. Mothman. You hear about all these things, but you don't hear about England.
Yeah, and there's surprisingly some good cryptids over there, and some. And I've asked people, are there no Bigfoot over there? But there's a couple of things that I found in my research that kind of sound Bigfoot-ish, maybe a little
Yeah,
smaller or something. I don't know.
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But I wouldn't even know. I mean, you could tell me one, and I go, "Oh, right, that's interesting." I know we've had many sightings of like black panthers and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
people's like black panthers.
we
Look,
talk about
people
those
keep
too.
people keep exotic pets, and some of these idiots let them go, or they escape. And obviously, someone that's been keeping wild animals as pets isn't about to go and inform the authorities that oh look, I was keeping a pet that I'm not supposed to have, and it's got free. you
And
know.
Ben, the Yorkshire Gaffonian, says they do have Bigfoot sightings over there. I've
Yeah,
had people
apparently
tell me they
so.
didn't, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
Depends on who you ask, I guess.
what do they do? Get on ships? That's stowaways. I don't know how that would happen, but
That's a possibility.
We just
I
don't know.
know a story of some feral chickens. How about that? Over in Fentress County, where my dad's from, there's chicken farms over there, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And there's a country windy road route, or I think it's Highway 27 or something. A truck carrying live chickens turned over. A bunch of them were killed, but a lot of them escaped. And to this day, you drive through there, there are wild feral chickens in the woods.
That's crazy.
So if
They'll
the
attack you
chickens
as well.
can
You know that
propagate and
chickens will
live for
attack you. Look.
generations, because that happened like back in the 40s or 50s or something, still chickens back in there. You'd think something would kill them and eat them. A lot of the skunks, things like that will kill chickens and eat them, but who knows? Anything's possible. If a chicken can survive, so can an 8 foot tall hairy beast. Maybe he's eating the chickens.
It's crazy. What's that, Ben? There's a lot of there's a
Dobby
lot of
Forest.
Dalby Forest and a channel
Yeah,
called
I'd like to check that
401.
out.
Uh, uh,
I'll look into that, Ben.
All
Thank
right,
you. Hey,
we'll
there's
have to check
Kathita.
that. We'll
How
have to
you
check
doing,
that out at
Poster?
some point, won't we? Yeah. Cheers, Ben. Thanks, Ben. Nice one, mate. See, Ben he's from Yorkshire. See,
Yeah,
he's
it's
from
one of my
Yorkshire.
friend Paul
He's from
Sinclair is
Yorkshire over
from
there.
Truth
He
Proof.
likes
He's a
taters.
Yorkshire lad.
He likes the taters. He does. look, look, everybody always thinks that I'm from somewhere like that because us in Southampton, we've got a lot of that farmer sort of talk in our the way we talk. You know.
I mean, Froze Moments has got some strange experiences. Maybe then you have you on my radio show sometime, Froze. You're in Tennessee, I believe, aren't you?
All right.
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at it, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to clue us up, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
Dalby Forest,
North
North Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, on the moors.
Right. Wait. Why don't you get a camera, mate? Come on. You live in Yorkshire, right? You know, even if you don't live in North Yorkshire, all you got to do is travel about 5 miles.
There you go, Navy. How you doing?
Oh yeah, go Navy. Hello. Yeah, it's nice to have a chat as well, mate. It's
Yeah,
nice
that's
to
what
have.
we thought tonight. We just chill and chat, and y'all can join us. And then we've got some cryptids from the UK that we're going to be talking about. I was going to say where I usually get the videos that I show on here, Internet Archive. It's been down. It was down last week, and it came back up briefly, and then went down again the next day. They got hacked. Apparently, who would hack that? But anyway,
What
it's
for?
currently down. So
What on earth for?
until then, we're doing this,
Yeah,
which is bad. We I saw
yeah.
like 20 people
Look,
in
and you
here.
can even have my ugly mug even closer. Look at that.
There we go.
Yeah.
And
Matching the
at
socks
some
I'm
point,
wearing.
Lee may favor us with a song or three.
Hey, ease up, mate. This
I-
ain't a
I'm, I'm,
music
I'm
show.
threatening him. I'm threatening him.
Careful what you say, mate. People might take offence to it. Or a gate. You know, these things happen.
Here you go. Hizo64HH says, "Hey Lee, what are those giant mounds in the UK? Have you visited any?"
I don't know, molehills? No, I'm mocking. I'm not. No, mate, honestly, I'm absolutely, apart from, knowing a couple of things, I'm really quite clueless about these things. This is why I'm doing it, because, I mean, I hear more from America than I ever do from my own homeland.
A
Do you
lot
know
of
what I mean?
mounds here. They call them Indian mounds. I know that's probably not
Yeah,
the preferred
yeah, I've heard of
nomenclature
Indian
anymore,
mounds.
but Indian burial mounds. But
Yeah,
those are something that are found throughout the world. There are different types of mound. There were mound
they are,
builders,
yeah,
and that's
yeah,
what they did. And I've got a theory on the mound builders and the pyramids and stuff, because another thing you find all over pyramids, they're not all as perfect as the ones in Egypt, but you have
no,
those in Mexico, you have them in Peru,
yeah.
South America.
They're absolutely everywhere. Japan, China.
Yeah. And I did
China have one of the biggest ones, don't they? But
yeah,
they won't let anybody uncover it or nothing.
it's a secret.
Yeah.
They have
Wow.
Anglo-Saxon burial mounds in England, according to Lulu Bell.
Yeah,
Did not
there
know
is.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. Yeah, I know about the burials, but
But
I
I
didn't
want
know
to throw a
about the
theory
land
out here,
buildings really.
and I expressed this at the Conspiranormal podcast a few years ago. Um, I used some biblical references talking about the Tower of Babel. They were
Yeah.
building a tower to reach into the heavens. They were going to try and usurp God's authority. They wanted to be above God. So they were building this giant tower. Now, the tower could be, you think of it like skyscrapers or something here. But back then, what would be a tower? It wouldn't necessarily be a big, square, tall building. It might be a pyramidal
It might
tower.
be a pyramid.
Well,
Yeah.
they made God angry, and he smote them, I think is how it says it, scattered them, and confused their language. Well, you think about that. You're trying to build this Tower of Babylon to reach into the heavens, and suddenly you find yourself in the jungle in Peru or New Mexico, in a place that you don't recognize and you don't speak the language. What are you going to do? I would start trying to build another tower to get my butt back.
Yeah.
That's just a
Yeah.
theory,
Yeah. It's like,
but
wow,
who
if it
knows?
got me here, it might get me away. It
Yeah.
might get me back. Yeah. Crazy
So
stuff.
I presented that at a talk, among other things. I compared the Bigfoot nest with cargo cults, and that's another thing in the South Pacific during World War II, where the military went in there and they'd set up a radio shack and an airfield and stuff, and they'd call, on the radio, have these planes land, deliver supplies and goods and stuff. Well, the natives in these underdeveloped places, some of the
Yeah.
Pacific
Yeah.
Islanders,
Started making effigies to
yeah,
the
they
planes
would
because they'd
build the
never
same
seen them
thing in
before.
bamboo
Yeah.
aircraft, a
Yeah. And
bamboo ham
started
radio,
praying to them and stuff, calling
and
them
say that
gods.
they thought these white men were calling the gods down
Yeah.
and getting these
Well, there was other
deliveries.
tribes. There was other tribes that were firing arrows and throwing spears, wasn't it, in the Amazon jungles, throwing
Yeah,
spears at aeroplanes and stuff as they come by,
yeah.
and helicopters that were
Well,
there just
think about
filming them.
that.
So
If you've never seen
they
that,
started
and then you
blow
saw
darting them
that,
and all
there's
sorts.
some kind of
Yeah.
big, weird looking bird up there. Let's
Yeah,
kill it.
exactly, exactly. They'd never seen technology like that before. So the helicopters there hovering, and there's these things with blow darts trying to trying to blow dart it down. Nice looking mill there, boys. Come on, dinner.
Uh, Wrestlers Park. I don't remember that particular fireside chat. What state was that in? Is that in New Mexico?
See, I don't know that. I don't know that story.
Yeah, I'm trying to
There's
think
many
which
things
one
I
it
don't
was.
know. Funny thing is, right? Like most human beings, I know, I know a lot about a little, and a little
That's
about a
me.
lot.
And I've studied this stuff all my life, and I've got more questions than I started
Oh,
with.
because
There
you
are no
can't help it.
answers.
Once you dive into a subject as well, and all that happens is you just get more and more questions
Yeah.
popping up. It's
I was on
mind fog.
Where'd the Road Go with Soraya Ascath. He's on the radio in Ithaca, New York. And he likened the paranormal to a big jigsaw puzzle, thousands and thousands of pieces, but you don't have the box lid to even see the
Yeah,
picture you're putting
to get the
together.
picture. Yeah,
And then he
yeah,
said, occasionally you find a piece that doesn't fit anywhere. And come to find out, some cosmic joker has mixed about six puzzles together. So there are some that just don't
yeah.
fit. And that's one of the best analogies I've ever heard.
That's a brilliant analogy. Yeah, I think that's the best one you could find, that, isn't it? Because they do. It seems to all interlink as well. It's crazy. It's like the Bigfoot thing with cloaking and stuff. You know, do they have that ability? Are they technological?
I think they
do they
do.
come? Do they? Are they so elusive that the reason they're so elusive is because they use ships to get about in? You know, and like the see. I think. See, I know it's really a crazy thing to say, but Star Wars, right? What if that story was actually true and it was found in ancient texts about an ancient war that took place, yeah, in a galaxy far away, right? Like in one of these, because they as we know, the Vatican hides a lot of stuff as well, doesn't it? Because it doesn't
I've
want
got a
to.
radio show coming up on that. We're recording it this weekend. What is the Vatican hiding?
Yeah, a lot. I think a lot, and I think a possibility is that that's one of the true stories, and maybe what Bigfoot is what they have as Chewbacca. As that, because what does Chewbacca look like to you? I know
He's
what he
like an
looks like to
alien.
me.
Brrr, he's
Well,
tall, but he can fly a
looks like
spaceship.
Bigfoot. It's Bigfoot, isn't it? It's Bigfoot through and through.
James Weston says, "What if Spaceballs was true? That'd be
What if
even
Spaceballs was
scarier."
true? I think that'd be brilliant, mate. Rick Moranis is a great guy as well. I've
Yeah.
really got a lot of respect for that guy. He gave up his career to look after his kids. That says everything to me about a person. That's brilliant, those.
Yeah, he's though I've been up there that area. I know where you're talking about. There's some kind of strange energy. There's a lot of places like that in the desert. Um, there in New Mexico, close to where I live, there was a place called Chokecherry Canyon where supposedly a Native American medicine man or shaman had put a curse on that area, and you can feel it. You go in there, it looks like something out of the Flintstones with all the rocks and sand and everything, but there's something that tells you you don't want to be here after dark, and they've got some kind of dogman like creature that the tribal police have cornered in a cave up there one time.
Yeah. Yeah, rationalising things isn't a good. You can't rationalise a lot of things, can you?
No. Well,
You know.
because like I was talking about mine and Dickie's dads, they worked at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, and I've told this story before. But my dad was a scientist, and he would talk about how in a laboratory under extremely controlled conditions, they would have things happen that were anomalous, stuff that wasn't supposed to happen, yet it happened. They observed it happen, but they couldn't reproduce those results no matter how hard they tried. And he said, there's
Yeah.
just some things you can't explain that defy science. Those, he said, science, that's our rules that we put in place to measure
Yeah,
things. And
absolutely.
whatever's
Yeah,
out
to
there
make sense
doesn't
of
play
things.
by our rules all the
Well,
time.
it's the same as time. You know, we
Yeah,
invented
that's
time to make sense of our planet going around the sun. You know, but really, you know, time is. I think time is relative.
yeah,
is the saying, isn't it?
yeah.
You know, relative to your position. You know,
I used to
crazy.
say that to people, and it would make them mad. But do you have the time? And I'd say, no, time is an abstract concept. What you seek is a wristwatch. And they'd like, get out of here.
Yeah, because listen, man, you just blown people's minds, mate. Who just haven't got the time for that.
Yeah. Yeah. My dad did stuff for all three plants. He was at, also did stuff at Y12 and K25, the gaseous diffusion reactor, uranium enrichment plant out there. But he started at X10, which is ORNL, Oak Ridge National Laboratory.
Wow.
There you go.
You said
May the
Oak Ridge
Schwartz
National
be with you.
Laboratory, yeah?
Yep.
Was that Oak Ridge National Laboratory?
Yeah. And they're doing something out there now that affects CERN. I don't know what that's all about.
See, what do you make of HARP?
I think it's real. I think they're
I
monkeying with
think
the
it's
weather.
absolutely real. I think it's a weather manipulating thing, and I understand the idea of pushing a bubble up, and then changing the frequency to move it, and because I mean we all know what sound frequency can do. You only have to have subsonic sound to be able to do things. It's a
Yeah.
crazy thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Sound
look what we were
waves.
saying about.
They've got weapons where they can send
Yeah,
projected beams of sound
yeah,
that will
and it
drive
will
people
melt you.
insane or set things on
Yeah,
fire.
yeah, or
Or
or melt your insides.
yeah. Do you remember a few years ago when they had those wildfires? Some of those
Yeah,
trees were burning from the inside out,
yeah,
and there were
yeah,
places where certain things had melted and other things were still there. There were total houses that had been
yeah.
disintegrated down to ashes,
That,
yet
there's
the
some sort of
shrubbery was
beam
still there.
beam technology going on there.
Yeah,
Well, look at Hawaii. Hawaii's dodgy to me. How come all the people with moolah had a certain color on their roof and were untouched by the problems that they had over in Hawaii?
yeah,
That's that
interesting, man.
that
Isn't it?
that is
Yeah,
very
let me just
interesting to me.
show you this so I'm not talking out of school or anything here. There's the Oak
Yeah,
Ridge National Laboratory website, www.olcf.ornl.gov, and they're talking about CERN.
yeah.
They've got they're supplying resources and expertise to the world's most powerful accelerator. So, what's your opinion on CERN, Lord Lee? Do you think they're up to something weird over there?
No, I really don't. I really don't know. But I mean, the thing is, if you don't understand physics, which 90% of us just couldn't even get to grips with the math, you know, to be able to have an opinion on it is a really hard thing, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
you know,
When you get into
controversy.
quantum foam theory and some of that stuff, it's just
Yeah,
so
I
far
mean, it's
beyond my
mind blowing.
understanding.
I mean, already quantum physics is just a wackadoodle thing, isn't it? I mean, you got the double slit experiment. If you're looking at it, you'll see one dot go through one slit at a time. If you look away, a, a, a particle will go through each slit. It's like how? So basically, a particle can be in two places at
Yeah.
once.
And some of
It's like,
those don't
but
move
only
unless
when
they're
you're not
being
looking at it.
observed.
But yeah, only when not observed,
Yeah.
it'll be in two places. But
Yeah.
how? How?
How
What?
does it know
What?
that you're looking at it?
How
It's
does
like,
it know
oh, it's looking
exactly?
cool.
How does it know? How does a particle know that you're looking at it? I mean, it's just crazy.
One of life's mysteries, like a thermos. It keeps hot stuff hot and cold stuff cold.
Oh, I've had
How does it
experiences.
know?
Yeah, I've had many unusual experiences. But I would not jump to aliens. But I definitely have seen unidentified objects that are anomalous. Let's just put it that way. And I've videoed two of them. So you know, I am a believer definitely in something strange going on that I can't explain. One of my major ones was when I was fishing. There was a couple of other witnesses really,
I love that story.
and
And didn't
basic,
you
well, we were
you
fishing. No,
saw something
this
different than
isn't
the
the
rest
one
of
that
the people did?
this isn't the one with my friend Lance where he fell
Okay.
asleep 30
I
seconds
confused
after
it.
into a conversation, and as this thing came over, that is the closest one I've ever seen. Which funny thing is, I wasn't even freaked out in the slightest. Not even slightly. Like, oh my god, you hear all these stories about people freaking out and stuff. It wasn't even like that. I was just looking at it, going, "That is weird." That's all I did. That was weird. It looked like liquid light, and it wasn't
Strange.
emitting light. This is what was crazy. Bright as hell, but there was no light emitting on the floor because we were in pitch black. This part of the car park sort of thing, right on right on. There was bars, and then the drop into the sea sort of thing. And there was none of that. And like I said, my friend fell asleep. It's a longer story than that, but that's the gist of it. But the other one
Yeah.
was I had a friend who has been on my show quite a few times, Stag, and he was fishing with me, and I'd actually forgotten that he was with me on that night. He reminded me that, oh no, I saw that too. Oh yeah, you were with me, weren't you? That sort of thing. You remember? But we're just fishing, talking, and right off in the distance, you're watching ships going by, and they're taking forever to go by, sort of traveling along slow as hell, and you just see beacon lights going off, the little red lights in on the uh, on the buoys, and then in the distance, from horizon to horizon, within about 2 seconds, this green light's just gone. You're literally about that fast. And I'm like, what the? And then you could tell it was right off on the horizon line. So it was, 100 miles away at least. Because, the furthest you can see is 100 miles, isn't it, before the Earth's curve takes your vision away, kind of thing. So no matter where you are, the furthest you'll ever see is 100 miles. But, well, that's allegedly. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what I always hear. What's funny is, like I said, I forgot that my friend Stag had even seen it, and I was telling the story for ages and saying, I was with a couple of other people. I don't think they saw it, and I kept mentioning it was Lance with me, which it was. Our old son-in-law, he was with us too, and I completely forgot and missed out the fact that the only other person that saw it was Stag, and he was with us. That's a strange thing. Why do you forget such important things? You can remember the other two people that were irrelevant to the story, even though they were there because they didn't see it. But then you forget the person that had seen it. It's the same as the story with the orb that came across me. And like I said, looking up, it was massive. It's about the size of a basketball above my head, but you couldn't tell how high it was. It's really weird. You can't tell how far away it is, how high it is, and it's the same as the one that I filmed coming across the back of my house. You can't tell how far away it is or how high it is. It's strange, really strange, because you don't know how big the light is. You know, the light could be massive and it could be further away, or it could be tiny and be closer. It's crazy, crazy stuff. Yeah, I've actually had 7 experiences. I've written them down before, and I think on the Clyde Lewis Network on with Steve Stockton on everything out there.
Yeah,
I
you
told those
shared
7
some of those
stories.
on. I think that was my second episode, my sophomore
Yeah,
episode.
I think it was, mate. Yeah, yeah, I've told those stories. Oh, thanks, Lulu Bell, for dropping my link there. It's very nice of you.
Yeah, everybody that doesn't subscribe to Lee, please go subscribe to there. He's going to have some good music over there tomorrow night with Radio 1FA. I like it better when you say it.
It's Radio 1FA back to back original tracks. It's a full pint of rock, mate, not half.
And then also join us over there Saturday night. I'll be joining Lee rather on his channel for songs from the mothership, covers
Yeah,
from the
where
70s,
I
80s,
attempt to
90s, and
sing,
beyond.
where I attempt to sing and play the old.
But they're more than just covers. This ain't no karaoke BS. He recreates everything.
Yeah, there's
Um,
no karaoke on my show, mate. No karaoke. Come on, that's for people in a bar or in a
yeah,
pub, you know, who have had a few and can hardly listen to the words. And you know that's that's about it.
yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say about karaoke. All right,
Well,
that and
I
X
heard you
Factor.
monkeying around there. Do you want to play us a tune real quick just to give them a
Well, not
sample?
really, but I'll do it if I have to.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'm going to step away. I'll be right back.
I'll tell you what I should do. If I'm gonna do that, right, I'll share my extra camera. Yeah. This is what you call class, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, you want me to do something now? Ah, all right. Hang on a second, then. Let's change this as well. What a privilege! What a privilege! I get to play for all you people. Hey, don't expect this all the time. This is not a music show, okay? I'll tell you what I'll do. Shall I do the artifact because it's kind of poignant to this? I think that's a good thing to start on. Let's do that. I'm sat in the wrong chair for this as well, by the way. So let's get it so it's on its edge. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Comfy, comfy.
Bravo, Lee G.
Hello, Rambo.
That's just a small sample. I think you're playing the artifact there. Is that what I
Yeah, it
heard?
was the artifact. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a bad tune, that one.
No, love it.
I
That's
wrote
an
that in about
original.
2 hours, that, as well. Funny
Amazing.
enough.
John Keller, Connecticut's Most Wanted, is joining
Hello,
us.
John. How you doing?
The bell. I think we've said hi to everybody. If we missed you, it wasn't on purpose.
No, definitely not. It's just not the kind of guys we are.
That's right. Thank you for
I
that
know I'm an
tune.
idiot. Fine, you can call me an idiot.
And Lee also wrote the theme music you hear coming in. He's done like 2 albums full of stuff for my channels, and
Yeah,
good stuff.
yeah. Quite a few, haven't I?
And he helps me sweeten my audio too.
Wow, yeah. That was a nice job on that. And considering as well what it picked up, if you know what I mean, and I had to sort of evade that,
Yep.
it came out all right, considering.
Yeah, it hasn't been released on Missing Persons Mysteries yet, but it is available on the Spreaker channel under Missing in Maine. So you can hear
Yeah, oh, is that what it
Lee
is? Yeah,
Secret
Missing in
Sauce
Maine. That's it. Yeah.
voice. And between Lee's, what he does, Secret Sauce, my other secret to my voice is right here. Voice
Yeah, there
Saver
it is.
Kit, the Vocalese and Manuka Honey Drops. I'll drop a link to Amazon link to this. That's good stuff. If you talk,
See, you
use
should
your
get
voice a
endorsed
lot.
for that. You should get an endorsement
Yeah,
for
I
that.
should.
Yeah.
Let me. Oh, you're
Hey,
entertaining the
Steve
people.
Stockton's Secret Sauce. Get the voice of Stevie Stockton.
And that was developed in Nashville, Tennessee, for these hillbilly singers and stuff. People that you hear on the Grand Ole Opry or whatever.
Yeehaw is what I say to that, mate. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Lee, I've got something to ask you. And you can say no. I'm just going to mention it here.
Uh-oh.
I'm writing a country song, and I want you to have a listen to it.
Country song.
And if you think you could sing it and put some music on it, it's yours.
Well, I can do it if it's country rock. If I can add a bit of rock element to it, it'd be
Yeah,
fine.
you can
'Cause
make it rock.
country
I
rock
don't
is
care.
more my. If I see like Just Looking as country rock. So
Yeah. I don't know that one, but it'd work.
yeah, you do. Just looking for love. Just looking for one thing. That one.
Oh, okay. And then I dropped an Amazon link for the voice saver kit there. But if you have to use your voice and you want to sound like Steve Stockton, your mileage may vary. But yeah, I wrote a song called "The Slow Life Works for Me," and
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
it's
Well,
it's,
you're gonna
it's
have to.
country.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to send me your words.
I'll send you the words and you make the music for it.
All right. Well, hey, that's my Bernie Taupin moment's coming. I just can feel
There
it,
you go.
guys. I can feel it. I can feel it. See, Steve Stockton being a celebrated author, right?
Bestsellers.
If he wrote me lyrics, you write it, son. I'll sing it.
Hey, it works for me because I can't sing. I can't
Well,
carry
well,
two in the bucket.
I-
If I could,
no,
I'd never shut up.
If you're okay with me, maybe it depends on the way it's written. I might have to
You may not even like
swap
it.
things around a little bit, move things, and
Do
I'll
your
do it with you
worst,
so you don't feel so you don't feel
so I don't feel inferior to you.
yeah, no so you don't say no so you don't feel like I've ruined what you've written. I do it delicately, but sometimes to put songs into a way to be able to sing them, sometimes you have to change the way they're said. Or
Yeah,
the way
there's some clunky parts in there. Some things that didn't work that I haven't done a thing to it after I first wrote it, and I'd use the same word in a couple of places. I sent it to you in Messenger. You can have a look at that later and see what you think.
yeah, no, I'm
But
well up for that.
it's
Like I
there.
said, I want you to play me a couple of chords or whatever on the guitar. You can play me. I don't care what notes it is.
Yeah, I've
any
got
order.
my Johnny Cash signature Martin guitar here. I'll play you a little bit.
Well, I want you to play me I don't care what it is, and I'll take that and I'll make a track out of it. And I want to start doing that with random people, just with a random instrument if they want. Uh, because it'd just be fun, just for a bit of fun, on a Tuesday night on the Night Writer show, rather than me writing a piece of music just to show you the process of what I do. How about I do it with someone else's sound, and I'll take that sound like I did with Luna, with
Yeah.
my daughter.
Luna Tune.
my
That's one of my
granddaughter Luna.
favorites. Nicole as well.
And all she did was blah 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 on the microphone, Ted dead, and that's all she was doing and things like that. And I just took that.
Yeah, she's talking about the dog.
And wrote a whole blooming track around it.
Teddy's here or something like that.
Yeah. What's
Wasn't she talking about the dog or to the dog?
Yeah, she's talking about Ted. Yeah, my dog
Teddy's
Ted.
here.
And she was going, yeah, Ted here. But she couldn't articulate any of those words. We knew what it was because obviously it's
It made
do,
a wonderful
you
song.
know
Reminded me of the Art of Noise, if anybody remembers them from the 80s. Close to the
it's,
edit.
it's a mad piece of music. It's a mad. So I'll play a little clip of it if you want.
Yeah, please do. Rose Moments already says it's going to be the country song is going to be epic, so we just have to convince 999,999 other people.
That's going to be easy. You know us. Well, you know us. We could do that easily. Right, and I'm going to play a little touch of this.
Luna Tune, ladies and gentlemen.
This is Luna Tune, yeah. Her name's actually spelled Lunar, so there's an R on the end, which I wrote this and called it Luna Tune, though. Like Looney Tunes, I'll play it to the little chorus as well, and then I'll skip it off. There you go.
Love it. I love those orchestral that reminds me a lot of 80s tracks.
Hits. That's orchestral hits, yeah. Yeah, it's a crazy thing, isn't it? Like I said, you think I got that just from those lyrics that she did weren't in that order.
Yeah.
They didn't come out like that. They were just a jumbled mess of just, her blaring on the microphone. And I just took them and moved them around and twisted them around and went, I could get a tune out of that. And I did as well. Crazy. Just found the key she was doing it in. That's all you got to do, But I'm just looking, right? I'll remind you, Steve, so you can get a remembrance of the track and see what I mean about it's a bit country rock, right?
Okay, I know the one now. As soon as I heard
now you know it now, don't you? Yeah, see?
That would totally work.
Didn't I?
Something like that would work.
There you go. I said this is very country rock. This is the first one I wrote in my own studio, this track. Definitely very country rock. You can hear it straight away, can't you?
She's a from the movie screen. She plays the leading lady, holding on to her lover's hand, watching the sun go down. Just looking for love, just looking for someone, just looking for someone to love, just looking for one thing, just wanting a lifetime with somebody there, somebody, with somebody there, somebody, with somebody there, somebody, oh, somebody there.
There you go.
Yeah, that'll work. Got
little sample.
just enough twang to it.
Just enough twang to it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, that was using sampled basically guitars, but they're a little bit clunky. Now I've got guitars, I can jingle about a bit more.
Do that. Maybe put a bottleneck on there and do a little
Yeah,
slide.
yeah, mate, I'm not scared. I'm not scared, mate. I'll give it a go. It might come out absolutely awful, but hey, at least I've given it a go.
Yeah, it's always worth a shot. And as Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So there you go.
Yeah, well, it's absolutely true. Yeah.
Well, folks, are we ready for a few cryptids here from the UK?
I was ready when we first came in, mate. I'm getting a bit tired now, mate.
Or are you out playing music? Okay, let's see here.
Sorry,
how we're
guys.
gonna
Sorry
do
about
this.
that. Little distraction.
I didn't have time to commit all this to memory, so I'm going to read some stuff here. The first one we're going to talk about is the Borrowdale beast. This creature, also known as the Beast of Borrowdale, is said to roam the Lake District in Cumbria. It's described as a large ape-like creature with glowing red eyes and a shaggy coat. Some believe it's a surviving Neanderthal, while others suggest it's a more supernatural being. That kind of sounds like a Bigfoot, just a little different. And then some of these pictures, I don't know about. I just did like a Google search, and this looks like a giant rat to me, but supposedly this is the Beast of Borrowdale. That doesn't sound at all like
It looks
what
like
was
a
described.
muskrat, mate.
Yeah, it looks like an angry muskrat.
I just don't think the drawing is doing it much
Yeah, I
justice.
don't think it
let's
did it
be honest
justice.
about it. I mean, let's be 100% true.
Yeah, but the description I gave there was accurate, but I don't know. This one,
Yeah, I don't think the drawing was as accurate as the statement.
but a large ape-like creature with glowing red eyes and a shaggy coat. That sounds like here. That's what they call Bigfoot or Sasquatch. Or Sabe or whatever. Yeah, or maybe
Come on,
Chewbacca.
Scoob.
Yeah. And another one here. Don't have a picture of this one, unfortunately, but it's I'm probably going to butcher this name. The Phantom of Loudham, Lowdham. Is that how you say it?
Oh, mate, you're asking the wrong person, mate. Because
Well, it's your country.
I know it's my
Just-
country.
just like
I
me here.
told you I was ignorant to these things in our
Yeah, I
country.
know.
'Cause it's
You
all
ought to hear
about
me
the
butcher
United States, everything.
the Native American names, and either the British names that we have here in New England. I butcher those all the time. A lot of those aren't said anything.
Yeah, it's
what
like
they
it's
look
like when you guys say Yorkshire. You
Yeah.
put the Shire into everything, and
Yorkshire.
it's not said like that. It's Yorkshire.
And here we've got Worcester, we've got Leicester, we've got
that's it.
Leicester.
Worcester. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even call Worcestershire.
Yeah,
That's Worcestershire sauce, right? Is
Yeah.
is the actual word, but we say Worcestershire sauce.
yeah, and that makes sense. But this one, no picture available. But the Beast of Loudham, it's said to haunt the village of Loudham in Nottinghamshire. It's described as a tall, thin man with a pale face and glowing green eyes. Now, a lot of times these cryptids, they'll have red eyes, but every now and then you get a different eye shine there. He's
I
often
tell you, it
seen.
spooks me out when you see these videos and you see that those red eyes glowing coming
Yeah.
round
That
a
ain't
tree
natural.
or whatever. That's freaky. That is because, as you know, humanoids, our eyes have not got that reflective coating on the back of them.
Yeah.
It's only animals that have those reflective coatings.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a crazy thing when you
So
see
if it's a
something that
human
stood
looking
up.
figure and it's got eye shine, there's something ain't right there.
Yeah,
But
that's not right.
the
Yeah.
Phantom of Loudon, he's often seen lurking in the shadows or peering from windows or maybe into windows. Some say he's a ghost of a former resident of the town, while others suggest a more sinister origin, which they don't elaborate on.
Yeah.
And finding there's several misidentified monkey type things over there.
Oh, right, there we go. There's Mrs. Brooks, Mrs. Brookers. Sorry, you're in Lancashire. There you go. See, it's Lancashire. It's
Yeah.
not Lancashire. You know, we don't live in the Shire. You know, I may be a hobbit, right? 5'3". Yeah, thank you very much. And my feet may be big for my size, and hairy. But listen,
He's a medium foot.
I am not Bilbo Baggins, all right? Okay? And none of us live in a shire. We live in a shire.
But this one, it's the Dean Forest monkey. And I'm probably going to butcher this name. Said to inhabit the Dean Forest of Gloucestershire. Is that the way to say that?
Gloucestershire.
Gloucestershire. It's described as a small ape-like creature with a long tail and glowing red eyes. Some believe it's a misidentified monkey, while others suggest it's a more unknown species, but a cryptid nonetheless. As far as I know, there are no monkeys indigenous to the UK.
No, there are no monkeys, mate. Yeah, all we've got is our most dangerous creature would be the badger.
Hey, Rocket Robin, how you doing? Good to see you. Another fellow New Englander there. Badgers
Hello,
and
Rocket
hedgehogs.
Robin.
Those
Hello.
are sprightly little buggers too.
Oh, mate, honestly, a badger, you do not want to meet a badger on a dark night, I can tell you.
Yeah. And the honey
They're
badger. Have you ever seen
protected as
those
well.
videos?
They're a protected animal as well. You cannot touch their dens or anything like that.
Do not perturb the badger. And this one, again, sadly, no photo, but the Dartmoor pixies, tiny winged creatures that are said to inhabit the Dartmoor region of Devon. They're often described as having long ears, pointed noses, and large eyes. Some believe they're fairies, while others suggest they're simply small animals that have been misinterpreted.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
wouldn't
Do
know,
you believe
but
in clay folk?
the whole pixie thing and fairy thing and goblins and all those things, I really truly think that was from a time when magic mushrooms used to be put into beer.
That's a possibility. But if you
because
look at
everybody was drinking beer because it was more
Yeah.
sanitary, you know.
and the wart, or what do they put in, WRT, and I think that can.
yeah,
But when you look at it, though, a lot of the indigenous tribes here have stories of the little people. And
Yeah, they
there's a
do.
time in the Celtic countries where that was almost, maybe still is, a religion. They believed in the fairy folk, the fae folk. And if you look at the greater picture, all that kind of ties together there. I've looked at some of the fairy stories, true accounts from back in the 17, 18, 1900s. Some of them describe one report I read, the guy encountered little men in a horseless carriage that came down out of the sky. That's a modern day UFO.
that's a
encounter.
UFO, mate. Well, that's the
Another
same
one.
as all the paintings with these anomalous objects in
Yeah,
the sky. I mean,
and,
the Chinese one, is it Chinese or Japanese? Might have been Japanese, with the cylinders with the little balls coming out of them,
Yeah.
saying that there was a space war. And it's like, why would they even say such things?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have even been able to articulate
Never
that
thought about
that
it. Yeah.
idea. You know what I mean? There wasn't like I said, until the 1950s. Was it 1950s that sci-fi really took off? Well, I mean, you had Jules Verne, didn't you?
Yeah.
In the when
I think
Jules
he was a
Verne?
time traveler.
Early
Him
1900s.
and H.G.
wasn't he?
Wells.
Yeah, H.G. Wells. Yeah, they were crazy guys. They were crazy. But
To
just
think of
imagine-
stuff that actually came to pass
Yeah, well,
decades
that's
later.
crazy. Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah, science
Gene
fiction
Roddenberry.
became
The
science
mobile
fact.
phone that comes to mind. You know, the flip phone.
Yeah.
You know, that was James T.
Fact.
Kirk's and everybody's
I've
blooming-
got a
yeah.
Samsung Z Fold here. Look at that.
Exactly. That looks
That's
exactly like.
looks
you know,
like
you
a Star
expect to hear
Trek
the little
communicator.
noise when you
Beam me
open it up.
Scotty.
You know. Beam us up, Scotty. Can he do it, Captain? There's Klingons
And,
on the
Rocket
starboard
Robin
bow.
Bird, or Savage. That's the little people here in New England. The Cherokee have a similar legend, and so it's all over the place. And tales of in the fairy realm of large hairy humanoids that are elementals. Well, there's your Bigfoot. And I talked earlier
Yeah.
about Bigfoot cloaking capability. Late comedian Mitch Hedberg said that all the pictures of Bigfoot are blurry because Bigfoot is blurry. Now he was making a
Yeah.
joke, but I don't think that's too far off the mark. Who's to say
What
that they can't
maybe
vibrate
those
at a
photographs were
higher or lower
caught.
frequency than what our
Well,
sight can
yeah,
see?
maybe just the frequencies are out of a shift. You know, because we vibrate and everything on this planet vibrates at a certain speed. So what's to say that something from somewhere else doesn't vibrate at a different frequency? Because
Yeah,
that's not ludicrous. It's really not ludicrous.
it's
Scientifically
within
speaking,
the
it's not
realm of
ludicrous,
scientific
is it?
possibility for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So it's the same as quantum physics. What, like I said, I've always said this about the soul. How do we know that the soul isn't quantum? Isn't quantum? Basically, so you are in two places at once. You know,
Yeah,
the whole. You know, you are connected to the one, as well as being here and experiencing existence. You know, experiencing solidarity kind of thing. You know,
yeah.
to be a solid thing that can interact with its surroundings. Crazy.
And next here we have the lizard man of Lee Moore. Now we have a similar lizard man here in the states of Scape Ore Swamp in South Carolina. This creature is said to lurk in the marshlands of Lee Moore on the edge of Dartmoor. Witnesses describe a reptilian humanoid with green scale, glowing red eyes, and a terrifying roar.
It's a
Some
thing about the
speculate,
red eyes.
yeah, red eyes again. Some speculate it's a surviving dinosaur, while others believe it's a more supernatural entity.
See, but people don't. You don't realise in the states because obviously your land is so expansive, right? We get that, but you'll be surprised if you go to some parts of England and all you see is green. All you see is hills and dales. It's unbelievable. If you go to Wales or Scotland or anywhere like that, or indeed further north than where I am, obviously, and away from all the big cities, there's an immense amount of land that you wouldn't even know. There could be things living there that you wouldn't even know are there.
Well, that's how I feel about our national parks. Like
Absolutely.
some of those
Oh,
places,
they're
hundreds of
just
thousands
incredible.
of
You talk
acres.
hundreds
Uh,
of thousands
there
of
could be all kinds of
hectares.
stuff back in there.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So
Yeah.
who's to say?
Like I
And
said, who's to say anything about anything? Anyway, I mean, unless you've seen it, I think it's all down to experience, isn't it? You know, you can't mock someone that's seen something if you haven't seen it yourself.
yeah,
You know, and you can't call everybody a liar because not everybody's into getting the attention for things. You know, not everybody's a bloody narcissist.
yeah. And here's another one from Dartmoor. Look at that,
Yeah,
the hairy
that's
hands
creepy. That is the
of
hairy
Dartmoor. This
hands.
one
Yeah.
is spooky. Um, this phenomenon is less about seeing a creature and more about a terrifying experience. Drivers, now that includes people on bicycles and motorbikes apparently, on a stretch of road on Dartmoor have reported their vehicles being suddenly seized by large hairy hands, forcing them off the road. Some believe it's a ghostly presence, while others suggest a more physical, albeit unknown, creature is responsible. I don't know. Do you think that's a Bigfoot type creature, or
To me, that just it absolutely reeks of Bigfoot, doesn't it?
yeah?
You know.
There's a story. Rockin' Robin Bird, RB's probably heard this one here in the Bennington Triangle in New England about a stagecoach years ago that got stuck in the mud while they're trying to get it unstuck. This large, hairy beast comes charging out of the woods, looks in the stagecoach at the people, screams, turns the stagecoach over, and runs back into the woods.
That's
Now,
just weird, isn't it? I mean,
that's a weird, weird
I
story.
say
I
who
love Bennington Triangle stories.
like I say who. See, that's another thing intrigues me is the Bermuda Triangle and things like that. I think
Any of these triangles,
that's
Alaska
a
Triangle,
nutty,
Bennington Triangle.
nutty thing.
Yeah.
And what you're going to do? Call every pilot that's gone missing and everybody that's come back after something really weird has happened.
Yeah.
You know, I
And
think
it
there's a
doesn't
lot of
happen to
foaming that
everybody.
happens in the water. I
I
think there's a
had
lot
a,
of
a lady
gases or whatever.
comment
And
on my video about the Bermuda Triangle saying, oh, this is just made up because my husband and son are pilots and they fly through there twice a week. So they're
yeah, but
lucky.
it depends on what path they're taking through it at the end of the day as
Yeah.
well, doesn't it? I mean, you don't know. I my idea of a lot of it is there's maybe fissures underneath the sea that that release gas, and that causes bubbling and lightning of the
Yeah,
water.
some of
So
those weird green
you've fallen
clouds
through.
that they fly through and then get lost. There's
Yeah,
military detachments that went missing in there,
exactly.
so
Yeah,
it's not
but
something common.
another thing though is the magnetic field where it meets the Earth or whatever. You know, you don't know how strong that magnetic field can be, and that's going to throw off all sorts of instruments. You know,
Yeah,
that magnetism is going to absolutely throw everything out. So you can understand why someone could go 10 degrees off their course and end up 500 miles away
because you
from their.
figure in that vector, if you're off 10 degrees down here, by the
Exactly.
time you get out here,
Yeah,
it's
that's it.
yeah,
That vector is completely. Yeah, then you're looking at a 500 mile distance that you've gone and travelled
yeah,
that's completely the wrong way.
yeah. Some of those military flights that have disappeared where they were over the water and they couldn't see land and they were flying out of Fort Lauderdale and just up the coast. You should be able to see land, but yet they couldn't. Where were
Yeah,
they?
yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Scary stuff.
There's some scary stuff on this planet, I think, and I think a lot
And
of
the
it's.
geomagnetic anomalies, that
Yeah,
happens in a lot of
yeah,
places. Smokies, which has all kinds of weird stuff, happens. There's a major geomagnetic anomaly there. They have signs up in the park warning you that your compass may not function properly in certain areas.
yeah. So we know it's a scientific fact anyway. It's not a fallacy, is it? It's not a made up story. So I think to mock people that have had those experiences in those circumstances, I think it's just ludicrous. But I think that's done out of fear. It's pure fear, isn't it, on the behalf of the people that are saying, that couldn't have happened. You know, you're misguided, or were you drunk, or they make up all these reasons that it could be that and not even look at the reason that you're giving. Uh, it's insulting, really, as well, to a lot of people's intelligence, because I'm sure people can articulate what they see. It's like the other thing as well. Are you sure that's what you saw? Well, no, my eyes completely don't work. Of course that's what I saw. Why would you? You can't call everybody a liar. That's what I've always said. Isn't that right, Steve? Hello, he's gone. He's gone AWOL. There he is, back again.
Must be getting close to the truth. And
Yeah,
one of
I
those
think
three
that's what it is,
letter
mate. Got
agencies
kicked out.
knocked us out of there because it just
But
shut down on me. I'm actually showing me in here as
yeah, it's still showing you again. Yeah. No, he's gone now. It doesn't show it there, but it shows it down where we can see it. There's a frozen image. Oh, and he's gone again. He's gone again, ladies and gentlemen. Look, see, his connection is very loosey goosey. Tennessee has all of it all, a little of it all. All right, okay. What we talking, Kafida? We talking cryptids of all kinds, are we? Are you talking Bigfoot and the Mothman and the Dogman, all these things? Is that what you're talking about? I guess you are. The what? The minerals in the hill. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. See, that's the other things, because a lot of minerals are magnetic, aren't they? A lot of metals are. So you only have to have a great big vein going through a mountain and the magnetic field interacting with it, and then before you know it, your compass isn't working and you get lost. That's some scary stuff, that isn't it? Some scary stuff.
okay. Now I think I'm back live with you. Hey, AJK, or retrospect, welcome.
Yeah, your connection, mate, is not doing very
It
well right
wasn't a
now.
connection; it was the Chrome that shat itself.
See, I don't use Chrome.
Yeah,
I stick to the old school, mate. And I don't get any issues with it, really.
yeah,
You know.
yeah. It failed to load the page, but no, my connection's rock solid. I'm on fiber now. Let's
Yeah.
see, where were we here?
Talking about cryptids, mate, weren't we? About
Yeah,
English cryptids that
and
I should
here's
know
one
better. But
called the Rock Ness Monster, not the Loch Ness Monster, but the Rock
the
Ness.
rock nest monster. You've got a picture of that, haven't you?
Yeah, it's possibly. I can't tell you if this is accurate or not. I found it during my search, but it's something that's been seen in a lake in Rochdale. I think it said England.
Rochdale,
Now
blimey.
that looks like a dead monster lizard or an iguana to me. But
Yeah. But
according
well,
to the
yeah, saying that
research,
it's got ever such a long neck. That has.
I think that's what they think maybe it looks like. Um, it has its own monster described as a serpentine creature with a horse-like head. It's said to lurk in the depths of the lake. So the Rock Ness monster from Rochdale. Strange stuff.
Yeah.
Don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know
let's
about that.
see what else
But
we
like I
got
said,
here.
unless you've seen something, it's like the Loch Ness monster. I mean, people that live around that area and uphold the story, they'll argue till they're blue in the face.
Yeah,
That it's a real thing, and there is every
the Kelpie
possibility
they call it.
that it is. There's been some crazy footage, underwater footage of some crazy stuff, but it could also be very large fish-like creatures or whatever because
Yeah,
of the fact that it's actually connected to the ocean, and
yeah.
because there's fissures underneath the water. I mean,
What's
fish
the
can go
fish they
through
thought
those.
was extinct? The coelacanth or something like that.
Yes,
But then
coelacanth, they
they
found
found
them.
it
Yeah,
somewhere that they thought had been extinct for thousands of years, and here they are swimming around.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. So what's to say that I mean, as well, the ocean is so massive. I mean, it covers what is it, 30%, or is it more than that? I can't remember how many. It's a large percentage of the planet anyway that the water covers, doesn't it? You know, I
Yeah,
think it's most of the planet, like
and you think
70%
about
or something.
some of the
It's
beasts that are down there. Think places
exactly,
like the Mariana Trench, how deep
and
that is.
you can't even get down
Imagine
there
the
to have a
pressure
look.
down
So
there. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, you can't even get down there to have a look, and yet, I mean, whales can go down 3 miles, can't they?
yeah. And it's like what, 30 miles or something? Imagine what if anything lives down there.
No, it's 7 miles deep,
It's
the
at 7 miles.
Mariana
I
Trench.
know it was a lot. That's a lot of water
It's
on top
still a
of
lot
any.
of water, dude. Yeah, I mean,
And if
but
there are
even thinking
things that
about a
live down there,
mile,
imagine what they would be like if they got out on dry land. It'd be like Godzilla or something.
they'd be hench. They'd be absolutely hench. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to. Yeah, 'cause they'd have to have such a strong skeletal structure, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Or
It'd be
be
crazy.
absolutely putty like the blob or something.
Yeah, yeah. That just moves with the ocean or whatever. But yeah, I don't think that even that would work, would it?
I don't think so.
You
I
know.
don't know. Strange. That's the kind of stuff that I think
Yeah,
about at
they
night
do.
when
Yeah,
I can't sleep.
you're right. AJK, you're right. They find new creatures every single day, and that's not just in the sea.
Yeah.
That's
Amazon
everywhere.
rainforest and
I
places
mean,
like that. Yeah.
insects. They are just so many. They're in the trillions. You know, it's just crazy.
I watched a documentary one time. They went into the rainforest and they set off some kind of smoke bombs under the canopy there. And
Yeah,
all these weird insects fell out of the trees and stuff.
yeah,
And they're looking at them like, oh, we know that one. We know this. What is this? They were finding things.
yeah.
Of course, they killed it to get it out of the tree, but they were finding all kinds of things that they'd never seen before.
Yeah,
And that
it's
happens
a
on a regular
crazy,
basis.
crazy thing. Mountain gorillas. Yeah,
Let's see what
yeah.
else we've got here. Got a few more. The Blue Men of the Minch. You get
Of
a
the what?
Minch, Minch.
Minch. Okay, that's crazy.
That's looks like mermen or something like that.
Yeah,
These mischievous water spirits are said to inhabit the strait between the Isle of Lewis and mainland Scotland. They're described as blue-skinned humanoids who try to capsize boats and drown sailors. Some believe they are a type of Kelpie, while others suggest they are more akin to merfolk, as you can kind of see by that illustration.
see, what's your take on that sort of thing, right? Because I've seen some crazy footage on cameras that have been underwater and of things that have come at the camera and then dashed by, and
Yeah,
it looks awfully suspiciously like some sort of mer creature. Humanoid top and a
yeah.
fish-like bottom.
It wouldn't
It's
surprise me
it's
that
no,
and that
nor
kind of
I.
falls in with the fairy stuff too.
Yeah, like I say, I wouldn't discard the idea, not at all.
Yeah. Some sort of
It's
human fish hybrid. And you've got the fake stuff like the Fiji mermaid, which was the upper half of a shaved monkey and the lower half of a fish that were taxidermied together, and I think P.T. Barnum or somebody shopped that
Yeah.
around. But that was just made up. But on the old sailing days, the sailors and things reported seeing
Yeah.
things, and you have the
I mean,
sirens.
they could have been all been mad because they could have been drinking seawater, but
Rock and sing. That's
you
true.
went all dodgy
Pour
then, mate.
rum,
Your signal
barrels
went
of
all
rum
dodgy.
from the hold. Yeah, I think I'm
Your
back
signal
now.
went dodgy, and it just went. And
Yeah,
we didn't really get a lot of words, mate.
yeah. I need to restart Chrome, but I can't right now. So
No, that's it.
I got
No.
probably doesn't help that I have like 50 tabs open too. That's how I remember
Oh
stuff.
no, that's a very, very bad idea, mate. Close them all down. I only have ever have StreamYard on. Obviously I've got one channel running the show, and then but I've got two chats open from
Yeah,
one from
I've
starting
closed
past
a
midnight
few
and
out
one
here,
from
but
tonight's show.
like I said, that's how I remember stuff that I do a lot of research, especially for these missing person stories and things like that. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do, yeah. See, but
I forget to
you're
close
very
them out.
you're very well read as well, though. That's the thing. I'm very lazy with these things. Dyslexia just annoys me with reading. So I end up reading 3 lines at
Yeah, if
once.
you had a problem like that, it would be such a chore to read.
It's an absolute chore to read, mate. Even to listen to a book sometimes, because I'll lose my place. So I'll be listening to what they're saying, and I'll get distracted. And
Yeah,
I'll start doing something else, and then I'll completely lost where it is they were, and then I'll rewind it, and I can't even remember them saying that bit. It's absolutely crazy, and yet I can write and remember music and stuff. It's crazy. It's nuts.
yeah, and to me, music is math, and I think you agree with me on there. That's why I never could learn to read music or anything like
Sailors were
that. What
mad for
little
a
bit
lack
I
of
can
love.
play, and it's very little, I play by ear because otherwise it's just math.
Well, same here. I play. I have to play by ear. Look at that. Look, the sailors were mad from lack of love, and you can't blame them, can you? You know. But that's why a lot of sailors, are a lot sailors. Hey.
And that the legend of the sirens and stuff luring people to their deaths on the rocks. Native Americans have stories like that too, of things that live in lakes, the maidens that would try to
Yeah.
get you to come in the water, and then they suck you down.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's some crazy,
Excuse
crazy things going on in the world. It is a wondrous world we live in.
me. Indeed.
Most
Well,
definitely.
let's see what else we've got here. The knuckleavy. I hope I'm saying that right.
No
I've
idea.
got a supposed illustration of it here somewhere, but I don't know that. There it is. Looks like
Oh
a
yeah,
cross
like
between a sea monster and a dead horse or something.
yeah, yeah. Well,
And
that's
it
similar to
says
what you just. That's similar to what you described.
the
Poked his head
terrifying
out from
creature
the hut.
from Orcadian mythology. You don't even know what that is. Orca sounds like water, orca whale.
Yeah.
Orcadian mythology is truly nightmarish. It's described as a skinless horse-like demon with a human torso fused to its back, a single giant eye, and poisonous breath. It's said to bring plague and drought.
Oh, that's nice.
Scary stuff there.
I bring good tidings. Have a plague. There you
Yeah.
go.
That
Yeah,
that other
nice.
than what I saw was wearing like a black thing over it and had some type of antlers or horns. That's kind of what I saw. Dickie and I saw staring at us from that shed. So
Yeah, that's what I said. I
no
said that
wonder
that
we were
that
scared.
reminds me of the description you gave of the thing that poked his head out of the shed. Now, AJK just said there's a lake. People hear a child calling for help, and the park rangers tell people not to go in the lake. That is spooky. Because I always imagine, whenever I hear a story like that, I always imagine a very misty morning with a dead still lake, and then in the distance you hear "Help me" or
Yeah,
whatever,
no
the
thanks.
little girl, and the what is it about ghostly children that frighten us so
Yeah, that's
much?
just so scary.
I tell you why, because that is the most unnatural thing, is a child dying.
Yeah,
I think, and it's awful and scary at the same time. I think what it is because you're more powerless against a child because you wouldn't want to slap it down, kind of thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think that's what
exactly.
it is. If it was an adult coming at you, you'd have no problem,
No,
laying into it to
dress up, but
survive.
you're not
But
going to
but
fight
a
a
little
baby.
child coming up to you
Yeah,
with dark eyes as you've had in the car
the
park,
black eyes,
saying,
kids.
"Excuse me, can you let me in?" You like, go
No.
away. I'm running. You're on your toes. You're running.
Yeah,
Crazy. Yeah. I think it is that
and
inner thing because of the child innocence,
yeah,
and that
and there are
most of us
black-eyed
decent
kids
people.
sightings.
Yeah.
Now, while reports of those have surfaced worldwide, there have been chilling accounts in the UK as well.
Yeah.
Children
Of
said to
children
have
knocking the door. They
solid
knock
black
the
eyes,
door.
unnerving presence, often
Yeah.
asked to be let into homes or cars, but those who encounter them can feel an intense sense of dread, and I can swear to that. I've never felt a fear like that, and I've seen some scary stuff. I've had things chase me out of the woods that I couldn't even see, but those two little girls are even scarier than that.
Yeah. That's a really scary thing to me. I- It's like I said. I think it's an inbuilt thing, like the fear of spiders,
Yeah,
to be afraid of children that have the gall and the stones kind of thing to be able to knock someone's door and then ask to come in even if they're just pranking you.
yeah,
That is scary
still
stuff.
scary.
Yeah,
And here
it's
lately,
crazy.
past few years, I've heard accounts of black-eyed adults, and I wonder about that. The first stories of the black-eyed kids started circulating in the '90s. That's when I had my
They would have grown up
account.
by now.
Would they have grown up by now, or is this something
Yeah,
different? That's scary to think about.
and maybe that's why some people wear sunglasses even at night.
Yeah, I've got mine ready here. Please, getting ready to sing. I wear my sunglasses at night.
Well, and,
There we go.
you see someone wearing sunglasses at night. I think you have to be a little bit suspicious, guys.
Yeah,
Not saying anything. You don't want to see my eyes because my eyes are really dark. Yeah, man. It's the Blues
I can't
Brothers
see to
over
read
there.
the screen with mine, even though they're reading glasses. Uh, yeah, I've
See,
got to have the.
my eyesight's not quite that bad. I can still read everything on my screens.
I've
It's
had
just
the
that
lens implants. It's like contacts, but inside the eye. But I still need glasses for reading fine print. But other than that, I used to be blind as a bat. But if you're a
well,
candidate for those intraocular lens implants, do it. A little
yeah,
advice from
man.
your buddy Steve there.
It's
Let's see
crazy.
what else we got here, Lee. We're about to wrap it up here soon, I think.
I reckon we
Uh,
should, mate. It's getting on. We've been
Here's
here an
another
hour
one
and a half.
that a lot of people probably heard of, the Beast of Bodmin Moor.
Yeah,
Let me
see, I've
pull,
heard of that one. I've heard of that one.
yeah, let me pull up a picture
But
here.
only by name. I couldn't tell you what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, there you go.
Well,
So
it's
it's
a
Black
kind
Panther,
of big
basically.
cat, but some people it's said to roam the wilds of Cornwall. Large panther-like creature is often described as black, but some reports mention a more unusual ape-like face, and here's those glowing red eyes. While often categorized as a big cat sighting, some descriptions lean towards a more humanoid form. So that's frightening to think about. A big black panther with an ape-like face and red eyes stalking the moors.
Crazy. Yeah, like I said, but I mean, we've heard loads of stories of the old Bodmin, that beast of Bodmin or whatever it is, and as far as we know, it's a black panther that's got loose. We don't hear many stories about it now, because maybe it's no longer with us, because it wouldn't have found another black panther to mate with, and have cubs.
Yeah, that's a possibility. And this one, I don't think this is a real good example of an illustration, but he's called the Owl Man. Now that just looks like a regular old
Yeah, to
barn
me
owl or
that's
a
an
hoot owl to
owl.
me. But
Yeah,
first sighted in Cornwall in 1976, the Owl Man of Monnon is described as a large owl-like being with pointed ears, red eyes, there again, and black claws. It was seen hovering over a church tower, terrifying two young girls. Some believe it's a misidentified owl, while others suggest a more sinister entity. That kind of reminds me of the Mothman in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Some people said that was a misidentified owl, but again, Flying creature, red eyes. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Something scary about
Oh,
that.
Lulu Bell said that obviously the Beast of Bodmin
Yeah,
was
Hound of the
was
Baskervilles.
the inspiration for Sherlock Holmes as the Hound of the Baskervilles. That makes
And I
sense.
think I've got one more here. I'd never heard of this one. Maybe you've heard of it.
Hello, Brown Dwarf as well. Good to
Hey,
see you, mate.
Brown Dwarf, good to see you, buddy.
I
We
wonder
need to
what
have
you've
you
been.
back
I
on
wonder
here
what you've been
sometime.
doing
And
then, Mr.
I'd
Red
like to
Eye.
have you on my radio show again, too. This one is called the Shug Monkey. I hope it may be the Shug Monkey, Shug. But
Yeah,
it looks like some kind of monkey. I don't know.
just no. Yeah, just I'm sorry. Just
Creature is
no.
said to haunt the woods of East Anglia. Descriptions vary, but it's often depicted as a hairy ape-like creature, here again, with glowing red eyes. Some say it's actually a type of demon, while others believe it's a surviving species from an unknown primate. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, I mean,
Shug
if
monkey.
looking at it, you know, maybe there is a primate that's hanging about, but I would have thought. But saying that, you know, some animals are really good at being elusive.
Yep.
You know, and you can't really say they don't exist, and you know, when other people say they've seen them, you know.
Another one here, the man monkey of New Forest. Creature described, no picture,
Yeah, that's Lee
described
G. That is
as the woodwoes,
the man
said to
monkey.
inhabit the New Forest in Hampshire. It's described as a tall, hairy humanoid. Sound familiar with ape-like creatures? With ape-like features,
Yeah,
rather. Some
does sound
believe it's a
familiar.
surviving Neanderthal, while others suggest it's a more supernatural being.
Yeah, yeah, crazy. Well, New Forest is literally 5 minutes from my home.
Yeah. You ever seen anything there? A creature?
No,
like
I
that?
haven't. No, and I've spent a lot of time in the New Forest. But I'm not saying it doesn't exist, you know, because the New Forest is massive.
And it's
All right,
new.
it's not American massive, but it's massive.
It's massive.
You know?
And one more. Let's close it out here. I'm sure you've heard of this one. A lovely picture of it there.
Yeah. But that's so clear.
And the red
I'm glad
circle.
I see that.
And that's the thing with a lot of these. That's what you get.
That's definitely not a blob of just something.
That is the beast of Exmoor. Creature said to roam the
Of course
Exmoor
it
National Park in Devon, often described as a large wolf-like creature with glowing yellow eyes. Some believe it's a misidentified dog. Well, excuse me, while others suggest it's an unknown species. This is like a black blob to me, but it could be a big cat. It could be anything. Who knows?
Yeah. That doesn't show us anything. That could have been a rock for all we know.
Yeah, a stump.
You know.
Somebody's laundry, a tent, a big guy with a black trench
you know,
coat. Who knows?
Literally, you could call that anything.
That's just a poor illustration, but apparently people have seen something.
Yeah, I'm not denying people's sightings, but I'm denying that picture. I mean, the picture exists. The picture's real.
Yeah.
You know.
Scott's
but whether
life.
it's a real picture of a real cryptid kind of thing, dodgy that one. It's dodgy.
But greetings, Brown Dwarf. Get a hold of me, Brown Dwarf, or I'll message you. I want to have you on my radio show again, buddy, and maybe you have on a guest on
He's
here.
a good lad, he is.
Scott's Life is. He's a great guy. And Scott's Life is here. Well, with that, it looks like the Black Panthers they see in the hills of Appalachia down south, southern Appalachia. So who knows? Well, with that, I think we're going to have to wrap this one up here. Something a little different tonight. We had the chat and chill. We had some of Lee's wonderful music and some cryptid and humanoids from the UK. What do you think? Two thumbs
It's
up.
just a nice little break from our usual
The silly
usual thing,
UFO
a
videos.
video, and we sit here just twiddling our thumbs,
Nodding
and
our
a bit of
heads. Yeah,
critique on it,
I kind of
which
like this.
often gets
format.
me in trouble.
Yeah. Don't want to be
Opinions
accused of
often
having
do.
something up a certain orifice, as you've been accused before. But
No, I'm not Canadian, mate. I am English through and through.
Canadian light. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not American. No, I'm absolutely not. No, Kafida. And you know better to even suggest such a thing. I'll be having words with you backstage.
But good night, everybody. We hope you had a good time.
Night,
I
everyone.
kind of like this format. If Lee agrees,
Yeah,
we
I
might
do.
do
I'm
something
up,
like
I'm
this
up for
again,
this.
at
I'm
least
up-
from
I'm
time to
up for this
time.
more. We could just get a subject and just
Yeah,
critique it, have a
just-
chat about it.
just
get
riff
the
on it
audience to
and
have a
see what happens. I love
yeah,
it.
you know, and it gives some interaction for the ladies and gentlemen, or jadies and lentermen, as I like to call them.
But Rockin' Robin Bird RB likes it. A fun show indeed. And somebody else said Lulu Bell said it was fun. There you
You
go.
are more than welcome, Lulu Bell.
So with that, we're going to wrap up this episode of Say It Lee forever.
From beyond.
On behalf of Lee G and myself, thank you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night over on First Floor Audio for
Radio 1FA back to back original tracks. It's a full pint of rock, mate, not half.
And I think I coughed in the middle of that. I was trying to hit the button and couldn't make it in time. All right, folks, we're out of here. We're off like a prom dress. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you a little further on down the trail. Don't forget to tell us or tell your animals we said hi. Good night, everybody. And Lee's going to play us out here with
Forward momentum.
a tune he wrote called Forward Momentum. Here we go. Good night, everybody.
No, no.